Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. I don't want to take a lot of time, but I saw a video. It was yesterday. A gentleman was talking about how he he recited the Quran, and about how we need to unify as Muslims. We need to work together, join together, and that we need to hold tightly to the rope of Allah. But then he proceeded to say, we have to all agree on Islam, right? We have to have a uniform type of Islam, which doesn't exist right now. There's many Muslims that believe many different things, and we all know that. But he was saying that's impossible to unify with people that don't believe exactly what he believes. And that is not what we're commanded to do. We're not commanded to only unify with people that believe what we believe. We're commanded to unify with the Muslims. And how do we know who the Muslims are? Well, we have this wonderful hadith that's been a very dividing hadith amongst certain groups about 73 sects of Muslims and how 72 of them are going to touch hellfire. And so everybody says, I'm that one, and you're in the group that touches hellfire. And these create such giant arguments because nobody wants to be the group that touches hellfire. And that's great. We should all be working to be in the group that doesn't, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're believing, whatever whatever your version of Islam is, you should be working for the one that's the main group that doesn't touch hellfire. But what we forget is the other 72 groups. Those are still Muslim, right? Prophet Muhammad didn't say that, let's throw those people away. He called 73 groups Muslims. Allah says in the Quran for the Muslims to join together, to stand together. But we don't like to do that with people that don't believe exactly what we believe. So I think we're really missing the boat on unity. I really do. I think that we are not comprehending how big this is, and we forget that we can work together with a lot of different kinds of people, and we have. We've worked together with a lot of different kinds of people to make society better. Even, and I think we should always, as Muslims, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our example. And a great example from him is Medina. When he came to Medina, he wrote what, we call the Constitution of Medina, which is really a treaty amongst all the people in Medina that they will work together and they will support each other and they won't leave people destitute. There was a lot of wonderful things that came out of this, but the most important thing I think that we need to look at is these are people of many different religions unifying. We had Muslims and Jews, and there was still quite a few of the idol worshippers left there that hadn't accepted Islam yet. I don't know if there were Christians there or any other groups like that. That's as scholars will be able to tell us, but I know there was at least those three different groups, and they were all considered in the Constitution to be the residents of Medina. And they worked together. And they had differences, and over time, stuff changed, people left, and that's just the way societies grow, right? And maybe one day we'll reach that point where, people will leave. But to begin with, you gotta have a chair at the table for them. You gotta have a chair at the table for everybody. And then if they decide they want to join the people of hate, that's more their thing. Okay, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you in the rear. But we need to be the people that are working for good, that are working for justice, that exhibit kindness to people. You can't be angry and hateful at somebody and have them lose their animosity, right? It's through kindness that hearts change. And so that should be our approach. I hope we don't lose that. Don't forget about that, because just because the people of hate are very good at their job, that doesn't mean that, we need to buy into that. We need to buy into kindness and brotherly love. And remember that whatever they're selling is not good. We, as Muslims, have the best product in the world. We have paradise. That's what we sell, right? If you become a Muslim, you're accepting that you want paradise, that you want to follow God, that you want to submit to whatever it is that God says to submit to show your obedience to God so that maybe God will forgive you. And that's what we're selling. We're selling paradise, submission to God. And they're selling hate, submission to Satan, really. And let's not become them.